Well, it's the morning of May 24th, 2012, and I'm here tonight to announce my write-in presidential candidacy for this year's presidential election. It will be completely reliant on your write-in vote, which means you'll have to write in my name, which is Bruce W. Cain. And I guess what I'm hearing from most people is that voting for Obama or Romney is not a choice, or if you want to bring it closer together, you can say voting for Obama is really not a choice. And so whether you vote for me or Mickey Mouse, I think what we really need to do in 2012 is delegitimize this corporately controlled electoral system. It's a joke. Most people probably know me as editor of New Age Patriot from 89 to 97. More recently, people probably know me as a group of people that helped defeat Prop 19 in California back in 2010. We're very strong advocates for marijuana legalization, but our feeling has always been that all adults should be able to cultivate their own marijuana. It shouldn't be monopolized by big dispensaries like Oaksterdam from Richard Lee or D'Angelo at Harborside, that sort of thing. So that was a big success for us. It was me and a group of people, attorneys, activists from California, and it was really quite an undertaking on our part. We deprived George Soros of about $2 million in that deal, so I consider it a success. I'm not going to talk about marijuana tonight, though. What I want to talk about is the big betrayal, okay? Because there's some bitter medicine coming down the pike after this election, regardless of whether Obama or Romney win the election. Basically what's going to happen in December is that either Simpson-Bowles super committee is going to meet if Obama remains in office, or Romney will get his people together. And basically what they're going to do is they're going to start gutting your Social Security, your Medicare, your Medicaid, and other benefits, so that they can continue with this globalization effort and these unnecessary wars all around the world. I want to focus on a couple dates. The first would be September 11th, 2001, 9/11. 9/11, I think most of us understand, was really an inside job by the U.S. government, and it was put together for a number of reasons. One, to get the oil and energy resources from Iraq and Afghanistan. Less talked about was that it was a way of beginning martial law in America through the Patriot Act, and more recently from Obama signing the National Defense Authorization Act, which got rid of both posse comitatus and habeas corpus, which basically takes us back, to 1215 when the Magna Carta was signed. This is the biggest evisceration of personal liberties in the United States since the founding of this country. And I want to explain in a nutshell what's really going on here. Essentially, as we grew up, I'm 58, we were talking about the American dream, this notion that each generation would do a little bit better than the rest. And as most of us can see, that's not working out. They knew it wasn't going to work out, and they're really getting ready now to bring a new world order in, global government. In Milan, Michigan, we're seeing that they're trying to allow China to establish a 200-acre exclusive area for Chinese businessmen as a beachhead to buy up U.S. properties, and of course Obama is, gung-ho on China. But there's a global order, moving in, and this has been going on for quite a while. So the significance of 911 was really multifaceted. They wanted an excuse to take over the rich oil lands in Iraq, Afghanistan, and more recently Libya, Egypt. But what's really been going on in a nutshell is when the baby boomers were young, those were the people born between 46 and 64, it was really great because the baby boomers weren't really utilizing Medicare or Social Security and were able to pay for the great generation who were in much smaller numbers. But now that they're getting to 65, the first baby boomers turned 65 in January of 2011, they have long decided, I'm talking about this global elite of corporations and central banks, they had long ago, I think, decided that when the baby boomers started to retire, that would be the time they were going to take away all the benefits, the American dream, as you might say, from the baby boomers and subsequent generations. And so it's no coincidence that in 2010 Obama formed the Simpson-Bowles Super Committee, who recommended gutting Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and other entitlements that older Americans are going to dearly need since they don't have any pensions anymore and their 401ks are worthless. So right around 2010, 2011, the discussion began about, really seriously cutting Social Security. And of course, that was on Obama's watch. What's going to happen, and what happened since 9/11, we have the Patriot Act, now we're soon going to have drones flying over our neighborhoods, we've got this data center in Boise, Idaho that's going to, Utah, I think, that's going to go through all our emails, all our phone calls, all our web sites that we visit, and they're already developing terrorist quotients on each American, and this is obviously meant to instill fear and possibly to develop a list of people that go to the 200 or more internment camps that have been built across the United States. And so regardless of whether Obama or Romney are elected, mark my words, what's going to happen around December or January 2013 is you're going to start hearing a lot of talk about cutting Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and we can't allow this to fly. So that's where we're headed, and what I predict is going to happen is there's going to be a lot of social unrest, because I talk to large groups of people all the time, and I've never heard such a sense of frustration amongst the American people. I hear people even calling for a revolution, or that there's going to be a revolution. And I think the government's known this too, and that's why they passed the Patriot Act and the recent National Defense Authorization Act, and this is why Obama is trying to push the deployment of drones in every city of America to, it's a total information awareness project, and it's meant to keep the thumb down on the American people, because they know damn well that we're going to start revolting in the coming years. And we can't afford to do this. So we're going to have to do something about it. Now, a lot of what's happened too is, as far as immigration, there was a recent census study that showed that for the first time more immigrants are being born in America than native-born waspish Americans, I guess you could say. And what you need to understand is that the average age of the immigrants, according to the study, is 27, and the average age of indigenous waspish Americans is about 40. And what's really going on is they really see anybody over 40 now pretty much as worthless eaters. You know, I mean, they're much more expensive to insure, and you know, for instance, the cost of an employer covering your insurance doubles between the ages of 35 and 50. So essentially what they've been doing is they've been bringing in about 1.5 million legal immigrants a year and God knows how many illegal immigrants. Obama refuses to implement universal E-Verify, which could get rid of all the visa overstays and illegals, but he doesn't want to do it, and because he wants the Hispanic vote, and the Republicans don't want to do it because they basically want the cheap labor. I mean, either way, we're kind of screwed. I don't think we can stand for this anymore, and that's why I am running as a write-in candidate. And you know, I have a rather complete agenda, and that will be expanded. I'll leave those links so you can look at them. But what I really need from the internet community is for people to pass this video and future videos around, and I'll be trying to frame some of these issues as I understand them, and share with you what I think are much better solutions to a lot of the social issues that we face today in the United States. I do have quite a bit of background. I've worked from some of the most prestigious hospitals in Michigan. I've been a systems analyst for over 20 years. I've published my own magazine. I've been an activist since the Vietnam War. I'm now 58. So what I'm going to do, you know, just to make this simple and short, is I'm going to leave a couple links so you can understand some of these details of this great betrayal that I'm talking about. And essentially what I'm telling you is that they're getting ready to unleash some very bitter medicine on the American people, something unprecedented and probably even worse than what we had to endure during the Great Depression. And to make sure that we don't rise up, they're essentially slowly implementing martial law in this country, turning it into a big police state. Many of the things Naomi Klein is covered in her shock doctrine, and you know, you can see all these things are coming to fruition, and I think we have to resist it. So anyway, I think I'm going to leave it at that for tonight. I just wanted to get something out there. The important thing is that you pass the video, you know, around, and tell them to look at the links that I'll include so people can familiarize themselves with me. And the bottom line, what you're going to have to do basically is keep a card in your wallet, you know, with my name on it. And when you go into that voting booth in November, you know, you're going to have to explicitly write my name in, which you should be able to do anywhere in the country. If nothing else, we hope to delegitimize the 2012 election, but I'm hoping to get more organized as I get my new workstation together. My old one just broke down about a month ago, and we'll go from there. But I don't want anybody to have any you know, notions that I really think I'm going to be in the Oval Office. I'm quite confident that I could handle it much better than any president since JFK, since I think he was probably the last legitimate president we've had in this country. You know, whatever happens in November, I really think what we really have to do as Americans is we really have to wake up and understand the depths of this betrayal that the central banks and the multinational corporations are getting ready to pull on us. If we don't stand up now, our republic, our sovereignty, our liberties, our freedom are going to be gone forever. And I do apologize for doing this extemporaneously, but I just wanted to get something out there, tonight, get the ball rolling, and I'm just encouraging you that if you want some real change that we all believe in, it might be worth getting behind this. I have succeeded in other areas in my life, including defeating Prop 19, and I do realize this is a much bigger nut to crack, but if we don't stand together, we're going to be hanged separately. To quote and paraphrase Benjamin Franklin, I think it's about time the American people stood up. So anything you can do to get this virally across the internet, as well as my future videos, please do it. I'm also going to include a link to my YouTube videos, which are quite numerous, so you can also get an idea of some of my positions on other issues. As far as marijuana goes, anybody that knows me knows my position, which is basically we want marijuana untaxed, unregulated, and uncontrolled by this government that's been lying to us about marijuana for about 75 years now. I believe, and many people that follow me believe, that marijuana needs to stay in the commons. It needs to be, it's kind of what Tom Hartman always talks about, you need to keep things in the commons. And marijuana, cannabis, hemp, whatever you want to call it, must not be given over to either the states or big pharma. It needs to stay in the hands of the people. And I've got some pretty set ideas on how that can be accomplished. So anyway, that's all for tonight. There will be more videos. Please check the links that I have with this video so you can understand what my positions are, and feel free to post some feedback. That's it for tonight. And again, what you need to do is put a card in your wallet and it'll say Bruce W. C-A-I-N. It's Bruce W. Cain. And even if we don't win, I think it might be equally important to just completely delegitimize this 2012 election, because Obama is not a choice. Have a good night.